Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the best reviewing channel in the YWC. What a crock of shit. I am not the best. If I was the best, I wouldn't even know if I'm doing it right. That's how I know I'm the best. A little something to know, ladies and gentlemen. If you wonder if you're the best at something, if you don't think about it, and people don't give you no problem, and they're happy, that means you're the best at what you're doing. Doesn't mean you're better than everybody. It just means you're the best that you can be. That's still a crock of shit. All right, welcome to Impact Wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. A very interesting Impact show, but I have to say one word. Why? Literally, I gotta say why. Now, we're getting Victory Road, I think that's the 18th of September, and then we are getting Bound for Glory on the 23rd, I believe. Fine, no problem. But several decisions in this show, I'm going like, why? Why? Okay. Sabin. This is one I understand. Sabin versus Sammy. Chris Sabin versus Sami Callihan. Got no problem with it. That kind of comes from emergence. Sabin feels like he's cheated. Sammy feels like he's cheated. They want to go up against each other. No problem. No problem whatsoever. And it was actually a decent match. Once the match was over and Sabin wins, you get Moose attacking both. And then who comes out? It is Eddie Edwards trying to at least even the score so he doesn't have nothing over his head from Sami Callihan. But Sammy's saying pretty much, look who's coming to check on me. Look who's taking care of me. Why don't you give me a kiss on the wet lips? Essentially, like I said, this could become an odd couple. The most ultimate odd couple that Impact has had in a couple of years. Let's be honest. I don't even remember how many years ago that Sammy popped Eddie in the eye. I think about almost 3 years ago. At least easily, near 2 to 3 easily. And since then, they've had a story not many people would ever see or even believe to see. An actual injury that was accidental. Sammy wasn't trying to literally hurt Eddie. But they took it and they ran with it for the last few years easily. And people have loved it. Now, it has reached a point where this rivalry, this hatred, could turn into an odd couple. Now, will it go there? I don't know how far they're going to go by the time of Bound for Glory. We will find out. But if I had to take a speculation by Bound for Glory, we got 2 new champions for the tag division. If they go there, that's just me. Now, Mickie James moment. Mickie James comes out. She put over Melina. She makes sure that Empower is important. And she does a video package for Melina, taking a little bit of NWA's footage and a little bit of Impact footage and put it together. Okay, fine. That I get. Then Deonna Purrazzo comes out with Matthew Raywalt. I believe I got it right. The way I have to pronounce it, it's Raywalt. Raywalt. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong still. It's a hard name to get. I don't know why he came up with that last name. Unless it's his real name, which I don't believe it is. It's just a hard name to pronounce. But you get Dana saying, you know what? Mickie, if I were in your position, I'd do exactly the same thing. This is historical. This is herstory. Because that's what Mickie tried to go there. Look, I have no problem. I want to make this clear before I go any further. And we already know what happened once Purrazzo attacks, once Melina comes out, once Trey comes out. Fine. We already know that. But let's make this very clear. I'm not against them drumming up some interest and even doing some catchphrases, particularly women's history. And that's how pretty much she's trying to spin it. She's trying to say this is women's history. Womenistry. Trying to do it like that. I'm mispronouncing it wrong. But you get my point. I got no problem with it. I don't. Unlike the WWE is trying to shove it down our throats, saying that it's the evolution of the WWE's women, or just like Eva Marie, it is the Eva evolution. This is real history. Okay? Now, not everyone likes women's wrestling. But as I've always stated, I don't got a problem with women wrestling men or women being the spotlight as long as you book it right. And you will see why I say why at the end of this, because it makes no damn sense. Now, let's get to the match of Taylor Wilde versus Caleb, Madison, Tennille. Why? Guys, as I said weeks upon weeks ago, they never clarified why Taylor Wilde was gone. Not at first. They never clarified that it could have been Caleb who did it. They didn't clarify it until like 2 weeks later. After she came back and attacked, after she had a match with Caleb with a K, and then that next week, I believe, that's when she finally said it. I believe it was 2 or 3 weeks after she came back. That is when she stated it, and that was wrong. There was no story here because they did not book it properly. They had to have Taylor come back. She found out who probably did it. She attacked Tennille. She attacked Caleb. She does an interview saying, look, I tried to come back into America, but someone said I was suspicious and I had to be arrested back in Canada. I couldn't leave Canadian soil until I'd been fully investigated by the government and the police, which could have been done well. And then you could have shown a little bit of Tennille trying to say, I don't know what's going on. A little bit of Caleb acting suspicious, going, I don't know what's going on. Something like that. Instead of having Tennille said, I don't know what's going on, why she's blaming us, when she didn't even state it yet. So when you see this match, which is not about the match quality, whether you like the match or not, is irrelevant. Seeing Tennille win over Taylor Wilde is irrelevant. Or Madison. I can't remember who got the pin. I think it might have been Madison. It don't matter. It could have been Taylor who won, or it could have been Madison, Caleb, or Tennille that won. This is a bad building of a feud. It sucks. And this is what makes me mad about what they just did. And I'm just pissed off about it. That's just me, guys. Tell me below. Now, the Christian Cage segment. He's in my face. Excuse me. Got gas from my allergies. Now you see Christian. When you see Christian, there's a problem. You guys see the problem? Look, I'll put it back in my face again. What do you not see? Where the fuck is the Impact title? Retired. Not transformed into a mid-card title, which they desperately need. I know they don't have that many people on Impact Wrestling, but you don't have many people going after the Christian because they got to go through everybody else. You don't see them going after a Josh Alexander like crazy. He's doing it once a week, a match. He's not in a feud. Like some cases, you get a feud that will go somewhere. No. He's just doing now an open challenge after his interview. So when you see the situation, they could have transformed the Impact title, stating that the Impact title's own credentials will be transferred to a new title. Yes, we are still retiring the Impact title, but we now have a new title that will go between the X Division and the World title, which we need. I don't know why they don't see it. It can't be because they don't got enough people. It's the point they don't see it. Now, was what Tommy did nice? Yes. He put over the Christian Cage and pretty much said, I've known you for years. This is highly important. There's very few people in this business that I know that has the most respect, and it's you. I love you. You've done great. But I want to make it very clear. I know I haven't earned it yet, but one day, with maybe a stipulation or not, I want to challenge you. Just once. One last time. Then Ace comes out and makes was his promo segment okay? Yeah, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. He made it very clear. I respect you, but you're old and you're busy. And I'm the youngest guy here that has never won the title, and I will win the title. I am inevitable. I am the Ace Austin, and you will give me that damn title. That is what we got before the fight, which is okay. I have no problem with it. And now next week we're getting a... What? Why? You couldn't build this up going into Bound for Glory. You couldn't make this important for a Tommy Dreamer. I'm not saying everybody wants to see Tommy in the main title scene. I know. Guys, I know. I'm not telling you should. But if you're going to make a story where you got two veterans, one who came back after 9 years, because it's been 9 years since he was back in Impact, and 7 years he wasn't in WWE because of his neck and concussion. I think it was concussion and neck injury he was having. What was it? Concussion or neck injury? I think it might have been concussion. That he couldn't wrestle. He's now back in Impact after almost 9 years. I'm telling you, this is supposed to mean something. And you're giving a possible, not saying he will win, a possible thing building for Tommy Dreamer. Why rush this going into Victory Road? Why? You could have left this for Ace Austin. You could have. And then you could have Tommy winning a long time. Well, Tommy goes through more than a few people as this is going into Victory Road. Going past Victory Road, if Ace does not win, then you can say this could be important to Tommy. Now, of course, I don't want to see Josh Alexander out of the picture. I'm just saying. Now, let's move on. We got Violence by Design making it very clear that Rhino is the issue now. He is the weak link and it's time for his medicine. It's time for his beatings. The question is, next week, how much of a beating is he going to take if he doesn't turn? Remember, he's got the disease. He's got the sickness. Does this mean that he's going to take the beatings? Or does this mean that he's about to flip face and go up against Violent by Design because they're done with him now? That's the question. We get our moment with Brandy DeRay. I believe that's her name. Ava. I believe that's her name. And we get her destroyed by a Kimberly showing first a little bit of Su Yung. She's in my face. I'm curious how far they're going to go with this. Is Brandy DeRay a new Undead Bride? That's the question. Is she now joining the Undead Brides? That's going to be interesting. That is the question. Is Su Yung increasing her harem, her female harem of her women? That's going to be the question. Let's move on. And what do we got here? Brian Myers trying to make Sam more important with new shirts. And Sam is saying, don't you want to talk about you losing? And he doesn't want to. And now they're going to have some type of special probably next week. They're in my face. I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know about this. I don't think they needed to go there yet, saying that he lost to a Christian Cage. They could have waited a little bit and give a reason why they need to talk about it and how he could change a little bit. They could have let him be the way he was and then slowly build into it. And they're just rushing it. I'm just saying. Let's see here. What am I forgetting? If I'm forgetting something, I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Final match of the night. We get the tag team non-title match of the Good Brothers versus Rich and Willie. It's warm in here. Whew! If I look like I'm hot and tired, it is warm in my apartment. Oof. I don't know why they did this. Why? What? Why? Why did they do a non-title match? Why? It's not the point of how the match went. It wasn't a bad match. I liked the match. But Rich and Willie win. Now what? You're going to have Scott D'Amore make up another match like he did with Austin Aries. No, I'm about to say Austin. You know, this is frustrating. I got Austin Aries and Ace Austin mixed up. You know why? Because they do this all the time. WWE does it all the time. Impact does it all the time. A damn non-title match. Why? There is no point to do a non-title match. Yes, I know Impact doesn't do it as much as WWE. I know. Someone's going to say it. But still, why do it at all? There's no point in doing it right now. You could have done another tournament for that matter. You could have done something. And I know I could talk about what's going on with Finn Juice and Juice Robinson taken out. But I'm leaving it. And I know I didn't say anything about Chris Bay versus Dave Finlay. I think the reason I don't want to go there is, you know, the problem I have is that Chris Bay is rushed. He's rushed. The finesse, calm down. The Finesse Club. Instead of the Club of the Finessers, if you're going to go there, that sounds much more real. Felt rushed. And I don't even want to talk about it. So when you see this match, a non-title match for these guys. Why? What, did they run out of stuff to do? Did they run out of ideas? It made no sense. Now, what happened afterward? You got them destroying Rich and Willie. No problem. They annihilated them. Here's a picture of Willie getting his ass handed to him through a table. Here's the thing. I would have really liked them to build up into it. They could have still done this and just let Rich and Willie just have a match, win it, but the Good Brothers don't feel comfortable because they don't want to take a chance like they did with Finjuice, and they destroyed both teams and definitely destroyed Rich and Willie. That could have been more effective than this. They're trying to set this up for Victory Road so quickly. This is what happens when you have too many short little shows between your big pay-per-views. I don't agree with this. This show is why. But this is just me. You guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night. And I think I will be doing my Rampage review. I think. I'm not sure. I think. Now, there was no NWA. There was just the best of NWA. So there was nothing for that. So that wasn't bad for me. But I hope you enjoy this. It is warm in here. Whew. Peace.